Willie D Live.
Kalina Harper. Kalina Harper is Diddy's former artist, and she got a problem with Diddy right now. She didn't hold back in the new Diddy Netflix documentary. She says that right before Diddy started blowing up her phone nonstop, begging her to put out a statement in his favor, she actually reached out to him for help. Y'all remember that, fam? Remember that? According to her, she asked Diddy for $5,000 so she could hire a better lawyer in her custody battle and get her kids back. And she says Diddy straight up told her he wouldn't help her. She says that not long after he denied her, he suddenly started calling her repeatedly, the same calls prosecutors later highlighted as potential witness tampering, asking her to speak publicly in a way that would benefit him after Don Richard filed her lawsuit. So what are your thoughts on that, fam? Good move or bad move? Number one, I followed this Diddy case extensively, and from what I understood about this particular woman, she sold Don out when Don needed her. Yeah, man, she sold Don out when Don needed her. But it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Don, she was saying that Don was lying, about everything. She said that Don was lying. But it's bigger than that, like I said, fam, because I'm gonna tell you something. $5,000 is nothing to Diddy to give to her. Now, we don't know why he didn't give her the money, but we do know it came to bite him. It came back to bite him. We don't know why he didn't give her the money. Because here's the thing about loaning people money, fam, or giving people money. You can give somebody money 99 times. At the 100th time they ask, and you say no for the very first time, they're gonna call you all kind of B's and H's. You everything but a child of God. You're dead to them. Ain't that something? How you can help people over and over and over again, and then the moment that you say no, you're dead to them. So we don't know how often Diddy helped her already. We don't know how many times he helped her. We don't know how many times she called Diddy with a side case. We don't know. But what we do know is she called Diddy, asked Diddy for 5 racks, and he said no. And that was enough for him to feel her wrath. The moment he said no, she was probably thinking about payback the entire time. I couldn't do that though. I mean, I'm just not built like that. I make it a point not to put myself in a position to ask another person for money. But if I was in that position where I thought you were good enough to ask for money, if I thought we was tight enough for me to ask you for some money, and you said no, I wouldn't get you back by going public and trying to shame you or embarrass you, humiliate. I wouldn't do that. I would just, at that point, just decide that it just depends on what the relationship was like before the 5,000. I have to think about the whole thing. How many times have I asked? How many times have you said no? How badly did I need it at that moment? Really, really need it? And what was he going through? Did he have some uncertainty? We say $5,000 is nothing to somebody like Diddy, who was worth reportedly close to $1 billion at one point. But what if, even though he's worth close to $1 billion on paper, at the time, right then and there, all the money that he got is going towards his expenses. And he has put himself on a budget to not spend as much as he was and not loan out as much money as he had been loaning out in order for him to stay afloat. See, a lot of times we don't be thinking about all of those things. We don't think about the ancillaries. We just think about, okay, what's right there? What's right there that we can see? It looks like you're doing good to me. I know he got 5,000. You don't want to give me 5,000? I'm going to go on 50 Cent documentary. I'm going to talk bad about him. I'm going to, every chance I get, I'm going to talk bad. We don't know. Maybe it could have been a situation also where, Diddy could have probably said to himself, I did some things wrong and in the past with her or whatever. And, she asking for 5 racks. I got it. You know what, man, just take this 5 racks and maybe next time you talk to her, whatever, give her a pep talk or something like that so she don't feel encouraged to keep on coming to you asking for money. But it looks like he may have been able to handle this in a different manner. Maybe he was on one. Like, yo, I ain't getting you shit. Get off my phone. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know what his energy was like. But we do know that it came back to bite him. We know that. We know it came back to bite him. Had he given her the 5,000, maybe, just maybe, when he called her a few weeks later or a short time later, perhaps she would have been ready to go to war with him, or go to war for him. She was very ready to go to bat for him, right? And this is a reminder, fam, that you never know when you're going to need a person. You never know when you're going to have to cross that bridge again. Oftentimes when we talk about crossing bridges and not burning bridges, we think of not burning a bridge, a big bridge. We think of putting ourselves in a subordinate position and not burning a bridge that's where the other side, the other part seem to have the power and, all of the money or whatever. We think that bridge is the person with the most power, right? Sometimes that bridge could be a person who has little or nothing but a voice. It could be somebody with just, all they got is they ain't got no money, but they got a voice. And they can testify to my character. They can testify to my character. I know a lot of people who don't really have a lot of money, but they have influence with their voice. They have a lot of influence with their voice. They have big voices. They don't have a lot of money, but they have big voices. And so you never know. You just never know when you might need them. Some of us got relatives that we have decided that, man, I'm done with you. I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting off. You cut them off, and that's fine. Some people need to be cut off, and you just got to deal with it. I'm not saying don't ever cut people off. I mean, some people need to be cut off. And we know New Year's coming up, and we know a lot of us going to be cutting off a whole lot of people. Some people need to be cut off. But you just never know when you might need somebody. You don't know when you're going to go to the doctor and the doctor going to say, you need a kidney. And your brother might be a match. Your sister might be a match. But you can't go to them because you ain't even spoke to your sister in 20 years. You ain't spoke to your brother since last year at the cook-off. at the cookout. You ain't spoke to him. You don't call me no more. I ain't calling you. Nigga, I don't never need nothing from you. Nigga, I ain't never need nothing from you, motherfucker. What I'm gonna call you for? I don't need you. Nigga, I don't need nothing from you. Next thing you know, you just got the news. You need a kidney. And bro might be a perfect match. He don't even drink. He don't smoke. Y'all got the same mama and daddy. Now you going to him and you thinking, I need the kidney. Now you got to swallow your pride because you want to live. See, when you want to live, that pride don't mean nothing. Now you want to live, you got to swallow your pride. Your brother, wife is over there in his ear saying, nah, don't give him that kidney. He wouldn't do that for you. Remember, he said he don't want nothing to do with you. He cut you off. Da-da-da. He don't want nothing to do with you. Don't give him that kidney. Don't you be no fool and give him your kidney. So you call, he like, nah, man. No. Then y'all start getting to an argument. He said, all right, nigga, keep the kidney there, motherfucker. You click. Hey, man, my bad, man. My fault, man. I ain't mean to say that, man. But I really need a kidney, man. Can you give me that kidney? I'm laughing, fam, but it's true. It's real. It's real. You never know when you're going to need somebody, fam. Try to end business relationships on a good note. Try to end them amicably. Try. I'm not saying they're always going to end like that, but try. And, try to be fair with people. Try to pack fair. Because when you pack fair and people burn that bridge, they know what they did. They know they did you dirty. They know. And usually when you pack fair, you may not get your fair shake right then and there, but down the line, it always comes back. It comes back. Try to do good business with people. Try to do good business. Make it a point to do good business. And when you're known as a person that do good business, people tend to want to do business with you. The word gets out. People ask about you, and they say, yeah, that's solid. He's solid. She's solid. Oh, yeah, that's a good person. And you just tend to do more business. You get more opportunities because you do good business. Oftentimes, you can do bad business and get opportunities. But the moment that you fall off and you need a lifeline, you're not going to get that lifeline because now nobody needs you. You need somebody. And people remember how much of a demon you were. They remember your evil spirit. And they don't want nothing to do with you. And they don't want to bring you back to life. They don't want to recreate the monster. So they're going to make sure they don't help you.